So who can float mutual fund? We learned UTI was there, that's okay. One is the bank sponsored. So you write down. One is the bank sponsored ones. One is we call the institutions, which is the LIC and all those types. And third is 1, 2, and the third is the private sector. These are the based on, I would say, sponsors. So based on sponsors, one could be a bank, could be a sponsor. Second could be a institution. Third could be the private sector. Under 3, write down 3.1 purely Indian. Under 3, write 3.1 purely Indian. 3.1 JV, but predominantly Indian. JV is joint sector, joint venture. JV, but predominantly Indian. And fourth one, joint venture, but predominantly foreign. I got this figure for you. Bank 17%, institutions 6% only, and JV predominantly. What was 3.1? Purely Indian is 35%, predominantly Indian is 37%, and the predominant foreign is 5%. In fact, that's very interesting. By 2007, the foreign ones were doing much better. So we have thought that they will do even better, but I think Indian companies, the JVs from Indian are doing better actually, right? Okay. We can also do a segment, and that I think actually before Abhishek comes in, since your presentation is ready, let's have a look at the presentation. You are planning on Reliance, I think. So let's look at a specific mutual fund and let's look at this. Reliance mutual fund is the largest, so let's look at it. Okay, they have a presentation on UTI, the oldest, Reliance the biggest now.
Good morning everybody, good morning sir. Myself Samhika and my friend Shabhapurna, both of us are going to present on UTI and Reliance Mutual Fund. I'll be going through UTI Mutual Fund and she'll be giving you a brief about Reliance Mutual Fund. Now let's start. What is a mutual fund? It's a pool, it's a vehicle to pool money from the investors, and with the promise that it will be invested in a particular area with a particular objective, and it is managed by professionals. Like some people, they don't have knowledge but have money to invest in market. So where to go? If they invest with which they lack knowledge, they might get some negative returns. So when they are investing in mutual funds, they are getting professionalized services from the mutual fund houses, that is the AMCs.
Okay, this definition is not fully complete. I was telling them as a part of education. So yeah, do you think it's fully complete? What do you think of this now? Okay, good. What else should have missed out? Expected return, okay. Namita, what else have missed out in this definition? Common sense. Huh? There is one very fine. Sorry? That's not the quality. But there is one, okay, let me help Neha. There is one mistake in this. One mistake at least. What is that? Which is not exactly mutual fund. Yeah, it is not that we like tomorrow, Mosam and Komal decide to this, call the professional managers collect money from us and become mutual fund. So there is a particular thing. They have got to register themselves with SEBI. So it's not a professional managers.
Now we have different classes of mutual funds. According to career, we have open-ended and closed-ended. What is an open-ended fund? The units which are available for sale and purchase at any time at any period of time. Whereas in closed-ended, there is a fixed maturity, one-time sale is there, and you cannot again go for redemption. But for easy trading, those units are being listed in the stock market, so that from there you can easily trade. Next, by asset class, we have equity schemes, which are generally invested in primarily in stocks, and then we have debt schemes where core holdings are fixed income instruments. And by position philosophy, we have sector-specific fund where you generally predominantly invest in a specific sector, where you feel that when the fund manager is optimistic about a specific sector that it will grow to a large extent, then that fund manager will definitely will invest in that specific sector. But this scheme has huge amount of risk, because if the sector falls, then your entire money comes down. Then we have exchange traded fund, which tracks an index but it is traded like a stock. Now, UTI mutual fund, the vision of the mutual fund is like to be the most preferred mutual fund. There are few, it was formed in January 2003, separated from its UTI bank, and it became an EMC, and it was appointed by UTI Trustees Company Private Limited, and it has 114 financial centers across India, and it has got its foreign reach where it has got international offices at London, Dubai, Bahrain. Now, if we see the UTI mutual fund AUM, as well as last 2006, 31st March 2007, 31st March 2008 and 2009. These are the figures of asset under management of UTI, and these are the changes. In the last 31/3/2009, we have seen there's a negative change. That means the asset under management has decreased. And it's mainly due to the fact of the downturn which took place in the entire economy. Now the graph shows this. Now changing AUM is a graph which shows a steep down during 2008. Now after 2009, 31st March, this is a monthly till September. Like in April, it was near about 55,000 crores, and it has a sharp increase which shows that the economy is reviving. So people are investing in mutual funds.
Reliance Mutual Fund is Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group. It is mainly managed by the Reliance Capital Limited, and it has 118 financial centers throughout India. This is the AUM as per 1st January 2005 to 21st December 2005. The AUM changes by 7078 crore, and it is 87% approx. From 31st January 2006 to 31st December 2006, it has been changed by 20,000 to 226 crore, and the figure of 2009 is up to September 31st September 2009, and it has been changed by 55%. The AUM has faced the negative growth only in 2008 due to the crash in the market. This is the graphical representation of changes. This is the percentage change where you can see that only 2008 the figure is negative.
Okay, now the question is, whom should I put anyone will answer? Why is the sectoral fund considered more risky, he's saying, than let us say a normal equity fund? Why is that?
So there are, like as you choose on a particular sector to invest, suppose a banking sector I'm investing, on that particular period, if the banking sector does well, then only the sector, it will give me a higher return. But if due to some reasons that sector starts falling down, that is it does not perform well during that span of time, that is long period, then my returns will be low.
So it will be the highest, but if you get the right sector, it will outperform the index also. Question is, there is a friend who has come to take advice from you. He says, I've got 1 lakh rupees to invest, but I don't want to put in a particular sector, it will be very risky. I don't know what to do, but I wish I could put my money in a lot of things. So what would you advise him? Diversified fund, what does a diversified fund do? What does a diversified invest in, Abhishek?
They invest in different types of equity schemes.
Equity schemes only. Like let's say I'm the investor, I said, my God, equities I want to put, but it's risky, kind of. So I don't want to put all my money in equity. So Rajan, can you tell me where my that's 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees I've got? And I don't want to take too much headache also. Balance fund. So balance fund is a good answer. But something even more balanced than balance fund. Fund of funds. That's the right answer. A fund of funds means I put my money entire 10 lakhs to Rajan, but a fund of fund will invest partly in equity, partly in debt, partly in money market, partly in sectoral. So So I get my master. That's what it is.